Yeah, you good.
We're back again.
Let me see if I can get this right this time.
God.
Yeah. All right.
And fucking G.
They can see both of us, right? Everybody good? Good?
Everybody good? Boom, boom, boom?
We're looking right.
Wait, why did you say boom, boom, boom?
I don't know why I say boom, boom, boom. It just comes out. I don't even know.
Yo,
I keep forgetting. I think I got it from. I know I got it from somewhere. I forgot.
It's not Casanova, boom, boom. Right? Because he's
it
always
is
like,
boom, boom, yeah,
boom,
boom,
boom, boom.
Yeah. I think it is. I just caught on to that. I love saying boom, boom, boom. You're right. I think it is Casanova.
You know, the only reason why I know that is because his shorty did for the dick challenge. And while she was rapping it, he's like saying,
in the background,
like, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. I think it is from him. Yeah. I really think it is from him. Oh my God. Because I was watching and listening, I was like, I really do say boom, boom, boom.
Yo, for everything.
It's like the end of my sentence, boom, boom, boom. It's just perfect. I like it. What can I say? It's perfect. I swear,
whenever we meet him, I have to just be like, listen, you have inspired him. So always say boom, boom, boom.
After everything.
2 times.
2 times. You gotta say it. It's perfect. Especially when you're trying to explain yourself and you don't need to explain any further. That boom, boom, boom just it just works out.
It bridges the gap.
Yeah, it's like you understand what I mean now.
I get it.
You know.
I get it.
Hold on, what's the lighter, yo? Oh, hi everybody. I know it's 8:31. You know, we're just getting ourselves prepped up real quick, getting situated.
Yeah.
Sipping some Moscato over here. I'm about to light something up real quick. I gotta keep it authentic with y'all. You know, this is how I live my life. So
boom, boom, boom.
No, that's not the right time.
Boom, boom, boom. that was the perfect time for that boom, boom. Don't even try to play
That's not how we use boom, boom, boom. You gotta say it a certain kind of way too. You gotta come from the chest.
Boom, boom, boom.
No, now you exaggerate. no. Stay in your lane, yo. Stay in your lane.
Am I late or not? Because I only had a sip of something to drink. It's not even that serious.
It's not even that serious. Not yet.
Oh, all right.
All right. Let's
go. So, who were we just listening to? That was a vibe. I need to catch it.
That was Alejandro Blanco off the Risky Business tape. He just dropped out I want to say in the summer. I think he dropped it in the summer. Dope tape, obviously.
Right.
We just played a couple songs off of that.
Yeah, and that was good shit.
I think every week we do this, you guys will be hearing a Boston artist being played. So look forward to that. I will be playing everybody that I know that I think is dope and he's doing something in the city. Yeah.
So where is he from?
I don't want to say Dorchester, but I want to say like Roxbury. I think all of it in the city.
So he's local.
Yeah, he's local.
Very local.
Yeah, he's very local. He told me before, but I forgot. So, but shout out to Alejandro Blanco and the whole Fearless team. They know they're my guys over there. I love the whole squad, Groovy Flair and all of them. Those are my guys over there. But yeah, that's who was playing. Go check out his tape. It's dope. I mean, if you're into R&B and kind of that soul trap type of vibe, that's what he does. He does it very well. I mean, he could definitely go places if we put some support behind him. So yeah, that's that. How was your week? It's Friday.
Yeah, it's good.
We're here. Not at the club.
We're here. We're not at the club. There's some people who are here with us and aren't at the club. So
yeah, what's up, y'all? Thank you for joining.
I acknowledge them. Hi, how are you?
What's going on?
You know, I'm cool. I just am.
Yes,
I'm a little stressed because I can't really move the way I normally do because my hair is done.
Yo, listen.
Y'all fucking Africans, y'all pick up everything.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm seeing your scalp, fam.
Yes, it's being pulled.
That shit is super tight.
Stress.
Like, I don't envy you at all. Like, it is super tight right here. I'm not touching it.
You're giving me anxiety getting close to it. But I know which braid you're talking about because I was like,
it's dope, though. Nice and smooth.
Yeah.
You know, no like loose areas or nothing like that. Super tight.
They pick up everything.
Jesus Christ.
She would have picked up all of this if I had told her.
She definitely. That would have been bad, though.
That would have been crazy.
That's what them baby is crazy.
No, we don't do that. Baby is crazy. It's like slick them bangs down. It's cool.
Definitely can't do that with my daughter's hair.
Why
She would
not?
lose her shit.
Which
Can
one?
we do that with Johnny's hair? With her braids?
I mean, you could. You just wouldn't do it as tight.
Yeah,
that's it.
She wouldn't do tight?
I wouldn't do that small. She would never sit.
Yeah, she wouldn't sit for that. But, yeah, so we're planning to do the show once a week.
But we need to know what day of the week we should like really try to make this happen.
Yeah.
And have like a backup day. Because obviously Friday nights, not everybody's going to be here unless it's a blizzard outside.
Yeah. We know we'll get a lot of listeners.
So we'll prep for the wintertime situation so that the lives still happen. But we need to find out a day that works for everyone. So y'all need to tell us. Y'all need to tell us like what days work best for y'all schedule, what days y'all want to sit. Because I don't want to conflict with shows too.
Oh yeah,
because I got certain shows I got to watch during the week. I ain't trying to sit
down and watch nobody.
So you know what I'm saying. I'm not really trying to be part of this. So let's get involved. Let us know.
Easier that we just record normally with no live and just put that out. We could do that too.
Yeah, I mean we could do that.
The live is more for like just for us to see you guys and to interact with you guys. And if we can't, we still get the show still has to go on.
Yeah. So we could still make sure to tape something and drop something.
Yeah, but please, we definitely do want to know what days you guys would think we should do a live show on IG.
Yeah,
because we love it. This is fun.
Yeah, it's so fun when you guys are part of the show.
Yeah. You know how my name go. You know how my name go.
Calm down. Let's calm down. But at some point we gotta have to come up with some motherfucking name, right? For this shit.
Nah, it's just T with P. It's still with you.
I mean, I know it's under the T with P podcast umbrella, but it's like, what's that thing that you and Show do? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I got to be able to be like, and that's what we do, but that's separate from the T with P, but it's all under one umbrella. But, we could talk about that offline. We'll figure it out.
You're going to give me some shit. You're going to give me some shit, man.
Boom!
Yeah, that's definitely You're going to give me some shit, yo. You said under the umbrella. Like, whoa, wait a minute.
Getting the entities together, honey, okay?
Oh, my God.
All right.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. Let's wrap up from last time.
Okay.
How we were doing the whole friendship thing.
Yeah.
We were going to finish off with growing up with the opposite sex, how we weren't really taught how to have female friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know in an African household, it was never taught to me that a girl could be a friend. It was like, oh, she's a girl, so be careful around her.
Yes, because you
never know what she's aiming for. Don't trust.
But growing up for me, it was, you got your period now? Well, you better be careful because you'll have babies.
Yeah.
Don't talk to the boys.
At least you had a baby's talk.
That was not a baby's talk. That was, bitch, keep your legs closed.
Yeah, true.
Because you bleed now. Okay? That was not a baby talk.
That's so messed up. That's not a legit sex talk. So... That
was my sex talk.
If you breathe wrong, you could get pregnant now.
It reminds me of a section in Mean Girls, if you've ever watched that movie.
Which one is that one? Is that
It's a throwback. You wouldn't know what I'm talking about.
I would know what Mean Girls is. Is that the one where she was the pretty girl with all the pink and the mom had like the implants in the titties and the dog was nipping on it?
Why do you remember that part?
Because that shit was funny as hell. Like, bitch, you don't feel this dog on your nipples right now?
That's what happens when you have implants.
That's crazy. For
some people.
I'm gonna need all that real, baby. I'm gonna need all of that real. But it just I didn't understand, because now as an adult, I actually want female friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't really get to, having a female friend, like we said prior, it just helps you out to grow. I feel like a man didn't grow fully in high school. And when you have friends in high school that are females or a dude, there might be something there.
Yeah.
It's like an underlying, because we're still trying to figure out emotions. She's like, yeah, she's my homegirl, but you kind
of
low-key
like her at the same time. Yeah. I think I had a couple of friends like that.
Yeah, you just want to hang out with them, boom, 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 and all of that. But you don't want to mess up the vibe until either he or she makes a move, like a sign, like, they're willing to go a little further with you, So it's like, that's what you always thought. Okay, cool. I should befriend a shorty to get to know her on another level instead of we're actually just a platonic friend. Like, she's really just my friend.
But during high school too, it's like, and if we had walked down the street together, people would just automatically think we were fucking.
Automatically.
That was the other thing too. That was an issue.
Automatically.
Like,
you both could be fucking virgins.
Like, right. It's I don't even know how to even have sex, but apparently me and you getting on the bus together were fucking for some reason.
Already. Yeah, she's on my lap. She's sitting on my lap. A friend can't sit on my lap without us having a
Nah. You just...
What you mean?
You brought it to the lap, bro. That's not how that works.
If the bus is full and she's sitting on my lap, not like cradling on me, but just right here.
Nah, bro, you get the fuck up and you let her sit down.
What if she just wants to? What if she says, "Nah, I'm gonna just sit on your lap"? What am I supposed to say then?
There's bitches like that.
Yeah,
so I mean, excuse me,
she
there's
just gonna come on
females
the
like
bus
that.
and just sit on your lap.
You know,
whoa, what's up? What am I supposed to do then?
Yeah,
exactly.
You're right. He got me right there
Exactly.
because I probably did that once or twice.
See?
But that was probably because I really wanted to fuck him, so I figured that's my way
That's
in.
your way. That was your window.
That was my way in. Like,
That's your
if I
sign?
start to do that, and then the bus ride, we kind of bumpy, bump. You know what I'm saying? I was always plotting. I told you I ain't shit, and I'm a nigga on the inside.
God. See, I would have just been sitting there like a dumbass, like, oh, this is a bumpy ass ride. You moving a whole lot,
doing a lot of shit, right? And then I would call
lot.
my girl later on. I'm like, bitch, I was grinding all on his dick, and he just was not getting the fucking picture.
We definitely would not have got the picture.
Y'all such idiots.
You gotta like grab a nigga's face. You know what I'm saying? Let him know.
I
hey.
don't need to do all of that.
I don't know.
I don't think I need to do all of that.
High school was weird. High school was weird. What
High
was
school
going
was
on?
weird, but it was lit.
Oh, it was lit. It was a whole.
I would completely do high school all over again.
Oh, if I could do high school all over again,
I would do high school all over again.
I would definitely do.
I was gonna be like, I'd probably lose my virginity earlier, but I'm like, I lost it early enough that I was fucking pretty much through high school. So
I would have been had a good time. I wouldn't have been definitely. I was a ball player, chilling. I was trying to be low key, just chill, but.
What do you mean you was a ball player?
I played ball in high school. What you mean? Oh, because I don't play ball now?
I'm gonna just ask you, like, no disrespect.
No disrespect. How you gonna start it with no disrespect?
How tall are you?
That's fucked up.
Yo, I said it was no disrespect.
That's fucked up. In high school, I was like 5'7".
Okay.
And now I'm 5'8 and a half. You know what I'm saying? Around that area, I grew a few inches.
But okay, so I can't even get on you for that because Lazy was like a good ball player apparently from his stories and shit.
I was a point guard and all of that shit. I mean,
then you was getting wild pussy.
Listen, that's irrelevant. Because I don't speak on those. You know what I'm saying? All of that I kept on the low because there's no reason for me to speak on, and I'm getting, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting what I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting what I'm getting. I'm living life. I'm enjoying myself. I have no complaints.
Let me ask you this. As in high school, having a female friend that was an athlete, was that like non-existent for you?
I had a female friend that was an athlete.
Because I feel like guys always have like this weird thing about like female friends. That are athletes.
I don't know why. I don't know why they would. I mean, we both are in the same sport, so I would think a person would understand you a little better than a regular female would. Right,
but guys always have this thing about like women's bodies too, like Serena. Mm-hmm. Like men would always be like, "Oh, she's too masculine looking." Like, was that?
I didn't care about none of that.
Okay.
You know, that was not my priority back then. He's like, "Oh, she wants to hang out with me." Word. That was it. That's all I cared about. That's all I care about to this day.
Do you have any high school friends?
Females now?
That are females?
No, I don't hang out with any of them. Because, I mean, we separated after we all graduated. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lived over here. They lived in Framingham. I'm not driving to Framingham to see you, fam. That's just not going to work.
So you guys never kept in touch after that?
For a little bit. But, you know, once you don't go see somebody, you know,
and then
things
people
fall
go
off.
To school
you fall off. Like, we might be friends on Instagram or on Facebook and stuff like that. That's about it. You know, but it's not like, yo, we should link up again. Nah, because I haven't seen you in over a decade, fam. I'm Gucci and trying to know you now. I see you got 5 kids.
But you just said you, like, wouldn't mind having new friends.
I wouldn't mind having new friends, but, like, it's weirder now.
Why would it be weirder? Because you're just getting to, like, relearn this person again.
It's just...
It's literally, like, starting a whole new friendship.
I wouldn't mind it, but it's time. It's like, oh, yeah, not constantly hitting you. Like, I remember what I said before, there has to be a line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I can't be texting her and I'm more than I'm texting my wife.
Right.
That just throw off the wrong message.
But I don't think that would. But wouldn't you establish that by if both of y'all like were having?
Yeah, definitely. But at some point, let's go chill. Let's go party or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And I have to make sure it's a group setting.
Right, I was gonna say, well, cool. That's cool. I have a plus one.
Yeah, I have a plus one. And Crystal
roll through. Like I don't.
When she wants to party. You know,
that is the thing too. Because I be listen.
You know,
I'd rather stay at the crib.
Yeah.
I'm usually at the crib.
Exactly. So
my turn up on a Thursday and Friday nights is Target.
We was just there today.
That's my life.
We just went there today.
I go up and down the aisles and buy shit I don't need. That's probably why I'm so broke.
Yeah. Elijah bought a toy, a nice little big Rusty's Cars toy today.
That's
Big
my
as hell.
babe.
Yeah,
I love
mad
Elijah.
big, mad big. But yeah, now I just wish I kind of envy the new generation because they actually have learned how to be friends with each other.
Yes.
You know?
I must agree with that.
Like I see all these people that have friends, and I'm just like, damn, we didn't have none of that growing up.
But I feel like they also have like different groups of friends too.
Yeah.
Like they have this group to go do this.
Yeah.
I got this group of friends, we go on trips together. This group of friends, we can go do that. Like, it's a variety. I feel like us growing up, it kind of was like if you had that one clique, that was it.
That was it. You
that
didn't ride with nobody else.
Yeah, you couldn't really bounce too much
No.
and go.
And that was bad. We just didn't realize it at that time because
Listen, I have no friends.
Yeah, we were hindering ourselves.
Like,
it makes it so hard to reach out and actually develop relationships with other people because you're so used to this crowd of people right here. And then there's somebody else coming with a different energy, different vibe, and you probably have something relatable to them, but you can't get past, they're not like my boys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to figure them out again.
I think it's that, but then I also think, too, that people get nervous to break out of what they're used to as well. So and then that's when it becomes an issue with, like, outgrowing your friends and shit. Like, that, it brings it down that road where it's like, yo, why can't I love punk rock and love rap music, too? Like, why can't I have certain friends to go do this with and certain friends to go do that with? It's like, oh, you gonna go to that show?
Yeah.
And it starts getting, like, judgy and all that shit, so.
It's like getting jealous of the time you're spending over there. It's weird. It's like, we're adults now. Like, you hang out all the time. You don't see me complain. You know what I'm saying? If I'm hanging out with these people, don't think that, oh, he's forgetting about us or he's feeling like he's bigger and better than us. No, it's not at all. It's just, I click with these people right now because we have like mind.
Exactly.
You're still my peoples. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they got to meet you because you're my homie.
Right.
You know what I mean? When like, oh, who are your peoples? Boom, boom, boom. Oh, yeah, we're all going to go out and have a good time. You get to meet them, see how, because your circle speaks loudly for you. They represent you. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't want to introduce any of my boys to anybody, that would be funny money.
That would. That's
funny money. You know what I'm saying? But I always tell everybody that I meet outside of my inner circle, yo, I can wait for y'all to be my peoples.
Right.
Because they're cool as shit to me. You know what I mean? I feel like you would be cool with them too. Like, you would have a good time around them. You know what I'm saying? But I see a lot of people who don't do that with their friends. It's like, oh, nah, those are my peoples over there, boom, boom, boom. They don't really like a lot of people around them. That's weird to me.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk to you offline about that. Because I have some thoughts on that.
So.
But how was growing up for you in a Nigerian household, aside from just being, you know, the whole thing with opposite sex being friends? Like, what was your life growing up?
Growing up for me, I just want to put this out there. This is just my perception.
Okay.
This is my viewpoint. This is my story. This is how it happened for me. You know, so I'm not saying it's how my rest of my family sees how I grew up and anything. It's just how my upbringing made me feel. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, for me growing up, it was easy and hard in a sense of I didn't really grow up Nigerian. I grew up in a Nigerian. Parents were Nigerian, but the culture was Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
So it's I grew up very, very religious. You know, so I grew up Jehovah's Witness in a Nigerian household, which is like a double knife to the neck. You know, if you know anything about Jehovah's Witnesses, they don't play none of that shit.
Yeah.
You know, and now put that on top, your parents being Nigerian, being African. You know, they already have the iron fist, the live by my rules or get the fuck out mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no unconditional love.
So were they Jehovah's Witness when they were in Nigeria?
Yeah, I think my entire immediate family, like my grandmothers and all, they're all witnesses.
Okay.
You know, so I grew up in that, and it left a, how do I put this? I would never step in any religious house ever again in my life.
Why?
It's just the way, like growing up wise, it just left a bad taste in my mouth. Everything that they did to me through my parents, to hurt me, which made them, you know, put me at a bad position, you know, as a young kid trying to figure himself out. You know, I couldn't be myself. And I had to be this image, this perception that my family wanted to put forward, you know, which I understand because that's the Nigerian culture too. It's all perception. It's all, oh, you have to act this way and do this, that, and the third. Just to, they had their nose up in the air a lot. Mm-hmm. It was like, your shit stank too. You know what I mean? But because of the religious thing, you could never, ever go against the grain. Whether or not even you going against the grain is not really going against the grain. It's just you being a fucking kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're a kid trying to figure out your place in life. And I couldn't figure that place out because whenever I went a certain way, it was, no, you can't do that. You're going to make us look bad. That's not what witnesses do. That's not what God wants you to do. That's not what God wants you to do. It's just like, how can God tell me I can't do this because I'm serving him? That doesn't make it. I'm not like committing murder out here or anything like that, So did
you ever question that as a kid, or did you kind of feel like that was just the way that?
No, I've always despised the religion, and you have to understand when I mean the religion, I mean the people that are in it. You know what I'm saying? Because the politics is serious. Like anywhere there's politics.
Do you feel like it's a little hypocritical?
Oh, very hypocritical.
I think all
religion is hypocritical,
yeah.
which is. That's why I don't believe in doctrinized religion. You can't tell me that God's not going to bless me if I don't go to a house of worship. That's fucked up. What kind of God is that?
Right.
That makes absolutely no sense to me. What kind of God that says, no, you need to go to a house and live by this person's rules with their perception of what the best way to serve me is. Because that's what religion is. It's a man's perception, his way of thinking to serve somebody that you have never fucking met.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how I grew up, and it just put a big, how do I put it, sword, like, it threw a bomb on our family life. It got to the point where they had to send me back home to Nigeria because I was, quote unquote, acting up. I was being a fucking kid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
when did you go back home?
I want to say 11, 12, and then I came back here when I was 16.
Okay.
So imagine all the friends that you grew up with, you were here with for a few years, and then, mind you, I was changing schools nonstop. Like,
why?
Constantly, just we were moving, or or things like that, or being bad, whatever. I never got like expelled. It was just, we're moving, and I never got like the real answer why we'll move. Well, Africans moved a lot. We moved a lot.
They're trying to find their place.
Trying to find their place, which is cool, But it made me detached from people. Like, you know me, I have a problem with feeling a lot.
Yes, I think we're gonna get there today.
It's an issue for me where I can just separate myself completely from a situation and just pretend it's not there.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist
now,
at all.
Let me ask you this, because that's a trait that I have too, and I think when I go over onto my side and explain some things, I'll say how I got to that point for myself. But do you feel that like you don't like confrontation?
No.
And that's because I feel like I've seen you like address certain things with certain people if something comes up. So being detached from like people and pretending stuff never happens. It was never on the like you have an issue with confrontation.
No, because for me confrontation is based on how you approach it.
Okay.
Approach is everything. So if I'm approaching you, I can approach you aggressively, or I can approach you cordially and let you know like this can go either way here. Like I'm putting the ball in your court. If I'm approaching you and I'm talking to you in a certain way where I'm making it a conversation, I'm not accusing you. I'm just trying to how to get down to the bottom line of something. That's the way that I usually approach people, because I don't want them to feel defensive. So now when you get defensive, the insults come, the slick talk comes.
Yeah. The
disrespect starts to pick up because they feel they have to defend themselves. I don't want you to have to feel like you need to defend yourself if you're not guilty.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Like,
what if you know the party's guilty?
That's what I want to see.
Okay.
I'm going to see your true character. Because if I approach you and I already know the truth, and I'm asking you something, like I might not ask you directly, I might just bring you to it slowly.
Right.
And depending on how you're answering the questions, I'm already going to have the answer in my head.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you need to help me work on that.
It's a skill. It's a skill.
It's definitely a skill, because I'll get into that when it's my turn. But continue on with...
Yeah, so it didn't make me appreciative of things that I should have been appreciative of. Like growing up in a Nigerian household and a witness, I don't even really know what it means to be Nigerian, because I don't know the culture like that. Like I know the food. You know, even though when I was there, being a Jehovah's Witness took me away from what the actual culture is. They never spoke of it. You know, they just, we're going to the hall. This is what we do. We serve God. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. I never went to. If I went to a wedding, it was obviously an African wedding. You know what they do there with the money and all that is cool. Yeah. That is as close as I got.
So as an adult now, do you feel like you want to explore that culture a little bit more?
I don't even consider myself. Care? I don't care. Like I care, but I don't care because it's like I have my kids.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm like. Yeah. Shouldn't you semi-care so that they know where dad comes from?
It's a weird feeling because they don't even really see my side of the family.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So it's like if they see my side of the family, they're not really getting the culture either. They're just getting what I got.
Okay.
Which is the cultural, which is the religious background. That is it. My siblings can't say they're truly Nigerian. They don't even speak it. I'm the only one that still speaks it.
Oh my God, I didn't even know you.
Yeah, I still speak it. You know, I've never forgotten it. It's just weird because I don't speak it ever until I'm either around all the Nigerians or whatever. That's the only time it comes out, and the accent and everything comes out, which is weird.
So has your kids ever heard?
Yeah, they've heard me speak it before.
They've heard you speak it?
Yeah, they've heard me speak it.
They've never had, ask any questions, what do you speak
in the beginning they did. In the beginning, but they don't really care anymore because I don't put it at the forefront.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it made life very, very difficult. Like, honestly, leaving or getting expelled from the religion was a blessing in disguise.
How does one get expelled from the religion?
Fornication, get God doing drugs. It's not even like you can get expelled.
Okay, I'm not really saying what acts make you how do you get
they'll ask you straight up, do you want to repent for your sin? That's how they asked me, and I said no, I'm good.
You have to go in front of
the elders, yeah. Like the ministers of your hall. So imagine you go into church, your preacher, your bishop, or your whatever the fuck else they have in church. Those people, those high guys on the chair, sit you down, have a conversation with you, read you a couple Bible verses, and have a discussion. And at the end of the day, he's going to ask you, do you want to repent for this? Because if you say yes, they're going to go, okay, cool. These are the steps that will bring you back into the Lord's good arms. And so they're going to take back a couple of your responsibilities in the hall. You're going to have to just sit there and just pile your time, show good faith, and come to the hall, continue preaching, do things. It's kind of like volunteering. Like you're in jail, but you're outside the jumpsuit picking up trash. Doing your time. Like you're doing time right now, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like confession.
Yeah.
But it's an extensions of the Catholic.
Like you on parole. Okay. You can't act up. You know what I'm saying? You know when dudes come out, they're on probation type shit. Yeah. You can't do nothing. That's what you're on.
Okay.
You know? And I chose the other route. I was like, nah, I'm Gucci. I'm out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't even hesitate. He's like, do you want to repent? I said, nah, I'm good.
And then he
was like, okay, cool.
Don't come back?
There was no reason to come back. That's the way it goes. Once you're disfellowshipped, they cut you off completely. There's no conversation with you. These are people that you grew up with.
Right.
Like, they became your community. All the people that you know. And because of something, they just kick you out completely.
So, when they kicked you out, how did your parents react to this? Because
my dad's an elder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, he had no choice. Yeah, he's like, I'm the preacher's son. Oh. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'm learning so much from these live sessions with you.
Like I was a preacher's son. Pretty much, a bunch of kids were preacher's sons. You know, because we don't call them preachers, we call them elders. There could be like 4 or 5 of them in a hall. Okay. You know, so my dad went through the steps to become an elder. Like his entire life was dedicated to moving up in hierarchy. Because
are you his firstborn?
I'm his firstborn. I'm the eldest. That's why I'm a junior.
Do you think he wanted you to follow in his footsteps?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Okay. Most definitely. I'm nothing like him.
So what's your relationship with your father now?
Non-existent.
Okay. And do you think it has to do with...
Oh, well, it's a whole life. It's since I was little.
Okay. So it's just a collective of things.
It's a collective of things.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I take ownership for my fuck-ups. I mean, I definitely did some things, that didn't benefit me later on in life, but it felt good at the time.
But did you do it intentionally, knowing that it would rub him the wrong way, or you just did it because it was just I was going through the motions, I was being a kid, a young adult?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I can definitely say it's a little bit of both because I didn't feel, I've always told him, I consider him a good father but a horrible dad. and he didn't understand what that meant. And it took me a while to understand that the way he grew up, a father and dad is the same thing. Mm-hmm. And what he did was show me, like, I can't say that man didn't do a great job as a father, because he showed me how to be responsible.
Right.
You know, he took care of things, provide, all of that shit. Like, I would never take that away from him. I mean, but to be able to deal with my emotions, or to know how to have somebody's back, or to, like, just to have a real conversation without opening the Bible. Like, I can't say I had a man-to-man conversation with my dad ever without the Bible being in front of me, or him throwing it in my face.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just couldn't have a man-to-man with him at all. Like, he just never understood that. So when I was little, I definitely held that against him. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, I'm your son. Why would you give me your name?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you saw my dad and you saw me, we look alike. You know, so it's just like, I never understood that. And now that I have my own son, it hurts me even more. Because I can never picture myself treating him like that.
Right.
You know, it's just like I gotta show my kids.
So you're a dad first versus being a father first.
I'm both. I've learned to balance both, because I could be playing with my son and he could do something I will pop him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm your dad. I'm not your best friend over here.
Right.
At the end of the day,
you still have to draw that line.
You still have to draw that line. Like, don't play with me. I'm like that with all my kids. There's a line where I will play with them and all the other shit, teach them as much as I can. But when you're wrong, I will speak up. And she hates when I speak up a lot, because I go into like the African mode where I'm like talking to you. I'm talking crazy to you. You know, you know, I'm talking crazy to you. So, and it just became difficult to become myself. Like, I'll be honest and say, like, between the ages of like 16 to about 25, I was pretty much a walking zombie. Like, I was just here because I had no idea who I was. You know, I couldn't be I didn't even have any aspirations, really. You know, they had crushed it under all the, you know, oppression of not being accepted or being something wrong. Like, to hear people telling you, oh, your parents is talking crazy about you out here, to other people, and then them lying to you about it in your face when you ask them.
Right. That
shit made me just not trust anybody. You know, like, that's what has kept me distant from people. It's like, I'm open now in the sense of I'm cordial and I want to mingle. I want to get to know people and express myself now. I'm learning now.
Right.
You know, but growing up, I was just Shola. Just chilling, you know, vibing. I'm just smoking my shit. I'm just cooling. I ain't really trying to be nobody business. I do what I got to do on the
Stay
low.
arm's length
away.
Yeah,
that's it. That's just how I was because of that upbringing. Because of that distance. That it was just words of mouth. Like, I learned at a young age, action is everything. Words mean nothing to me.
Right.
You know, if you say you're gonna do something, like, I mean, nobody's perfect, so everybody slips, which is understandable. But certain things, there's just principles to things where you should be able to keep your word to certain things. You know, so if it wasn't for my wife's family, I don't think I would have learned what unconditional love is.
So when did that happen? When did that sort of like interject into your life?
What?
Your wife's family.
When I met her.
So you said from 16 to 25 was sort of like a walking zombie.
Yeah.
So when did you meet your wife and her family, and sort of that shift started to happen for you?
When she was pregnant.
How old were you then?
About 24, 25, right?
Okay, so
around that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, around that time. So, like, I wasn't even really paying attention too much. I was just, like, going through the motions then, too. Like, okay, I'm about to have a kid. Kind of thing. Like, shit, it was stressful. I was just like, Shorty's really about to have a kid for me. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And then she had to meet my parents. And that was a lively event. You know, I was so happy that she was 8 months pregnant at the time.
Wait. So you were still, like, in relations with your parents for her to have met? Or was it because you were pregnant that...
My parents, I've never known anything about my, like, relationship life or nothing like that. They just
No, but I'm saying, like, you didn't really, like, have a relationship with them. Like, you kind of were keeping them arm's length. So
yeah. Well, I had to tell them about to be a grandparent.
You had to tell them that they were going to be
No, you're about to be a grandparent. I'm going to let you know that. Okay. I told them I didn't have to do this. I'm just giving you this.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
I was like, I told
That's
you
what I wanted to get to. Okay.
I was like, told you shut up. You would have just saw me having a kid. And I would have said nothing to you. Oh, yeah, that's my son. Oh, that's my daughter. Whatever. It was a Johnny. Right. And I was like, that's a Johnny. That's my daughter. They would be like, well, what? I was like, that's the only reason I'm just giving you this. I don't need to give you this. I don't feel like you even deserve me giving you this. You're not giving me a reason to give you this, but I'm giving it to you out of faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, something might fix itself here.
Right.
Nah.
So did you do that with your other children?
When she was pregnant, I didn't tell them shit.
Okay. So they just realized,
yeah. Oh,
they popped up with 2 more.
Yeah. Like, 2 more. Did I say anything to them that she was did I say anything to my mom or anything like that? I don't remember if I did.
With Azalea, no. With Elijah, we were like kind of trying with them for a while.
Like we would still kind of talk to him, right?
Yeah.
And everything.
Like,
Yeah.
we would go over there maybe one.
Like I would go through phases where I was just trying to fix it, trying to like figure out how we can get to a good, comfortable place.
But did you tell them that you were trying to fix this, or did you ever like identify like here's where the friction happened, and I'm looking to see?
Yeah, I did.
And what was their reaction to that?
Oh, no, we were butting heads immediately because
to go back to church.
Yeah, immediately. Like that's the entire conversation. Like there was no.
So they're not accepting unless
none at all.
Back to church.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. And it was frustrating. You know, it was to the point where I don't ever want to see them ever again. I'm at that point where I have no reason to speak to you, to see you. You've proven I'm not saying they're bad people. It's just me and them are not on speaking terms. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're bad people. I'm not calling them bad people. I'm not saying anything negative with them. It's just me and their relationship is just non-existent.
So, what about siblings?
I talk to my brother once in a blue moon, but my younger sisters, I have nothing to say to them either. So that's that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, they've shown you've shown your card. You've had enough time to show who your true self, you know, and you did. And when you did, that was a bombshell.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You know, and when that happened, I just let it go.
So how do you think it shaped you as an adult now?
I would say, honestly, I grew up being told African Americans aren't shit. So because of that, I went towards African Americans. Because I didn't understand the thought process of, you're both black. How are you better?
Right.
You know, I understand that you came in from a third world country and you quote unquote made something of yourself. You put in a hard work, boom, boom, boom. I get that. Like I get the immigrant lifestyle. That's what we grew up on. That's what we know. I get that. From the Caribbeans to the Haitians to the Puerto Ricans.
Black American.
Yeah.
No.
We all work. That's how we grew up.
Yeah.
African Americans went through way worse than we did. I mean, in terms of their history here in America. Am I sympathetic to it? Yes. Do I understand what they went through? No. You know what I'm saying? I can't say as a black dude I understand fully. But I went to them because I wanted to understand, why are you telling me not to hang out with these people?
Right.
I'm more in tune with the African American culture than I am with my own Nigerian culture. You've never once heard me listen to African music. Never. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you invited me to Afrobeats, and I kind of was, like, surprised.
Yeah, I'm surprised, too. I'm like, I'm going to go see what's going on.
And you're like, I'll be here for an hour, and I'm out.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's going to be a mixture. It's going to be a mixture of hip-hop and Afro dance and Afro... But I was just like, because I...
Yeah, but it was specifically an Afro night, though. Like,
yeah, I just wanted to go
have
out.
Their bulk be there.
I just wanted to go out, because we haven't gone out in a minute. And it's 4 to 9, so I was just like, okay, cool. I can still go home early and chill.
Right.
It's not like I'm going there to get lit. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, let's go. I'll just go. Just see what's up. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, it made me strong in the sense of, I learned that if I could survive that and come out on the other side of it cool, then I really don't have much to worry about, because I could go... I won't speak on all the bullshit that I went through in Nigeria. Like, that's a whole different life.
Right.
Like, shit that goes on out there is no joke.
So do you think that impacted you as well?
Oh, yeah. It taught me survival skills.
Okay.
It taught me how to maneuver in life. Like, it's something my dad used to say to me all the time. Like, don't walk the streets blind. You know what I mean? Pretty much meaning everything that you see is not exactly what you see. You know, learn to read between the lines of things. So because of that, my intuition is growing to take people as far as they allow you to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't judge a book by its cover. Always prepared. Like, don't be like, okay, this is the limit that they have.
Right.
No, you never know somebody's limit. So it's just like, what you see, cool. People will gradually start showing you who they are the more you hang around them, and you'll figure that out as you go. People's ways, people's way of speaking, picking up their speech patterns, the way they maneuver. You know, you learn how to escape a lot of dangers like that. So I learned that, and it just gave me a strong backbone. Like, I don't feel like anything can kill me.
Right.
You know,
that makes sense.
Like I feel very very strong, very prideful. Like nah, and nothing can break me. Like, you could I've been in the bottom before, and I was like, and I got out of it. You know, there were times obviously I didn't know it was depression, but you know, you're going through stressed out, not knowing how the fuck you're gonna move.
Right, yeah, that shit's real.
You know what I'm saying? Not knowing how you move and all of that. So that got me. That's what I would say is the positive of being raised in a Nigerian household, because they gave me strength to be able to deal with that shit. Mm-hmm. Like life is way harder than this. When you go to another third world country and you see how they're living, and then you start living like that, you really don't give a fuck about anything else but making it to the next day. Right. You know?
That's real.
You don't care about nothing else. You know, when you have to figure out, okay, cool, if I eat breakfast today, I might not eat again until dinner. And if I get dinner, it might just be like a snack, a piece of bread or something. You know what I'm saying? Until the next morning. That kind of shit. Well, we had something called a binary code where it can go 011, 101. It can just go like that. And that one represents the meal.
Mm. So and when you could have the meal.
Yeah.
So if it's 001, that's
dinner.
That's dinner.
You're waking up, no food for the breakfast, no food. You might drink some water.
So when do they address this? Like, do you know the night before?
Lifestyle.
Do you know the number the night before? So it's like, all right, I know that when I wake up, I ain't going to have lunch.
You already know this. It's like you grew up with it. Like you just kind of mechanically know it. Like subconsciously, you just know how your life's going to go.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That's why if you go over there, they tell you to be careful. Because the cops are going to rob you too. You know, everybody's trying to eat. So that's how...
You're making me never want to go visit.
No, it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place.
Although it's like, it was on my bucket list, but now you're making me really scared.
It's because I'm letting you know that it can go down. It goes down there hard.
Oh, I know it goes down.
You know, so you got to move accordingly. Everybody there moves accordingly. You can't be out there, out here, rocking your chains and all of that. That's not going down the block over there.
I told somebody that in college. They were trying to do a trip to Peru or some shit.
Oh, you getting robbed, fam.
I'm like, yo, listen, them earrings y'all like to wear. I was like, you better wear them little plastic earrings or no chains, be very bare minimum. And they, boy, if you would have fucked my couch up, boy, I was gonna go in. I was gonna go in. But I told them, I was like, yo, y'all need to be very basic if you're going to go travel to some of these places. And they was like, oh, you know, Patricia, she likes to exaggerate. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've seen enough movies. I've seen enough shows. I've talked to enough people to know that, that shit is real life. Yeah. And you could get got out there, if not kidnapped and raped and murdered.
Real quick.
But,
real quick.
if y'all don't want to believe me, that's cool, too. I'm cool with it.
You can't play with third world countries, man.
No,
it's
not at all.
It's a whole different... And they think they can smell the American...
Oh, yeah, they totally can.
Immediately. You know?
No joke.
It's crazy. It's crazy. They could just, the kids I went to school with, they got me in the first week. Got me good. Like a water bottle, which is maybe $2. They niggas told me it was 20. And I was rolling in dough. So I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Let me get a couple. And they're like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Shmoney. You know, this American boy. He don't know nothing. You know what I mean? I was like, yo. And then when I finally realized they got me, I was like, all right, y'all got that. Because that's my fault for being a sucker.
Right.
For not picking up and not being taught anything. First of all, I would think as a parent, if you're going to leave a child somewhere for a few years, you would teach him the ecosystem, what's going on, how to move out here. Nothing. They just left me over there, told me, oh, we're going on vacation, right? They got me with that shit. We was going on vacation, and then we started going and seeing schools and shit. And I was like, would you mind staying out here and going to school? I'm fucking 11, 12. I'm getting away from my parents. I get on my fucking nerves. Oh, hell yeah. That's how, yeah.
That was a setup.
They set me up.
That was a setup.
You know what I mean? They set me up. So that happened, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm seeing all these bomb-ass schools. There's some bomb schools over there. They living life. These kids are giants.
I'm not surprised.
You know what I mean? I probably would have grew a few more inches if I went to the ritzy school. You know what I mean? But the school that was there, that they brought me to the first one, it was nice. We faced them in a track meet in a basketball game later on when I was in that school. And they beat the shit out of us because they was just Monstars. It was like Looney Tunes versus Monstars minus the MJ. You know what I mean? It was bad. You know, but they took me to that school, and then they were just like, all right, deuces. You be all right. There's some money. get some clothes. You go to your aunt's house on Sunday to go to church, to go to the hall, and we'll call you. I'm paraphrasing, obviously.
Right,
I don't know
right.
down, but it was like a quick 2-week vacation. I think I have never cried since that moment again. I can't remember.
When you realized that they were leaving.
When they closed the gate on me, I would never forget it. Like when they closed the gate on me, I was just like gone. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't hit me till like the next day, and I was like, oh shit, I'm really here by myself. I just started crying. You know what I'm saying? Like I cried for about 2 weeks straight, could not stop. I've not cried since that day ever again. Like if I cry because I'm watching, it's like tears from watching John Q and shit. You know, emotion.
On the
that's why I don't like watching sappy shit. I'm like, this is gonna make me tear up. These ducks have been dry for a while.
I can't even front Pursuit of Happiness at that.
See, I never saw that. I couldn't see that.
I don't even be crying like that. But that shit, I was like, well,
yeah, I was too
nah,
stressed.
you kind of took it there for me. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, I can't.
It touches your soul. You're like,
oh,
what is these feelings?
Yeah,
what is this?
I don't like that.
Like I'll turn away from Crystal. Like, I knew you were good about my face.
That fucking allergies. Like,
yo, for real. That's what it is. Like, never understanding my emotion, then dealing with understanding the how dudes rolled out there. The conniving ways, the way dudes move, the way they plotted on each other over shorties. That's where my mentality for shorties comes from. Just the way they moved. Because over there, the way shorties move, they're putting dudes against each other, trying to see who's going to come up on top and who's going to be the right guy to date. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a warrior type mentality. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to body the next dude. You know what I mean? Some dudes were moving how I move, just real slick. And those are the dudes I went to. I understood. Because, those dudes were just playing their cards.
You laugh, these fucking brains.
You hurting. You hurting. So that was how they did things. There were dudes who were brolic, dudes who there's the popular guys, like nobody stepped to them. Like there was just like the gun on hose. Like they walked into school and everybody just parted ways from type shit. This is also a school where flogging and getting beat by a cane was a regular daily thing. But it got to the point where it became competitive. We loved getting beat.
So, I'm going to put a pin on that real quick. So, explain the flogging. Because I've heard this in a very sexual term. So, to hear you say that this is happening in school, like, what is flogging?
Caning is with a cane. Like a wooden stick.
But is it the same thing as flogging? Is it two different things, or is it the same thing?
I call it flogging because it's getting a beating. You feel like flogging, it could be sexual, but in this instance, we're talking about caning.
Okay. You know
what I'm saying? We're talking about using a wooden stick, which is of different feels and lengths and thicknesses. So there's be like multiple, kind of like a pool stick table. Mm-hmm. You know how the pool sticks be on the wall?
Yeah.
It'd be like that. And then they'll be like, pick one. You know what I mean?
Oh, they make you pick.
They make you pick one, and if you don't pick one, he's gonna go, or the teacher, or male or female, will go pick one.
Oh, so you just pick the simplest?
Nah, it's not. It doesn't work like that. That's because you never been flogged before.
And I do not want to be flogged in a sexual way or a non-sexual way ever.
When you're being caned, the thinnest one you have to also remember is probably the most flexible one. See what I'm saying? The flexibility, that one hit is going to feel like 6 hits in one. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more of a slash on your back.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna breathe into you heavy.
Okay.
Now, if it's a heavy one,
I'm all set.
Yeah.
Why are you counting down right there?
I don't know why I'm counting down.
I don't know what that means because I'm not counting down.
I don't know what's going on.
Mine's just gonna count down in a second. I promise you, boo boo.
Why is it counting down though?
I don't. You.
All right,
bro.
We'll figure it out.
I know.
All right, we'll figure.
How long you can be gone?
I guess. I don't see why it would ever.
Well, we can just start it all over again. That's cool. But yeah, so it got to a point where the flogging is poor connection. Like we can share that. Hold on.
Just save it.
I can't save it on this one.
Oh, you right. So you can share it.
And then go back live. Boom. Sorry, guys. Give me a second.
My God, it's so hot with all these fucking lights.
So, there we go. Back on again. So yeah, that was what happened. It got to the point where the beatings became a regular thing for me. You know, and it became competitive. It was who could take the most beatings. You know, and as long as you, as a dude, you better not cry. So because of that upbringing, I learned to just keep pain inside, to enjoy pain. You know, it got me to the point where I felt like I was just purposely destroying things just to feel. That was like the only pain I understood. That was like the only feeling I understood.
You understood was pain.
You know, that was what it was. That's why I loved. I thrived in that kind of pain. So it calmed me down, the beatings, which is weird. But at the same time, it left like a fiery like furnace in my body because I was always looking for something. That's why it feels like I come off aggressive.
Right.
Because I have to let the energy out somehow.
Right.
Because I can't keep it bottled in all the time. You know, even though...
You know, I mean, we can't take like a boxing class or something.
My job takes that a lot now. Takes that a lot now. But, you know, that's the upbringing that it made me feel like I am who I am because of all the trials that I survived. Okay. And I've gone to the point now where I'm not surviving anymore, finally. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually living a life. I wasn't living any life. I was just a being here and just moving along. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't becoming anything. I was just a being. That's not even a pawn in the chessboard, just kind of existing, like how the lighter just sits there.
Right.
You know, and it gave, I didn't even have a bottomless feel, but I could feel that everybody looked at me in that way.
Right.
Like he's not moving at all. He's just cooling.
Right.
You know, which is what I always said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just cooling. Having kids and all that shit changed all of that. So what I would say for anybody, like, to take from my upbringing is just, there's pros and cons to it. Everything is like everybody's life is, but you can't let your past dictate your present or your future. You should use that. Just like all the guys we look up to, Diddy, Jay, these dudes all came from rough backgrounds too.
Right.
That's why I don't compare our upbringings. I can't say their life was harder than mine was. That was their struggle.
Right.
I could learn from their struggle. You know, figure out how they maneuvered in this system, because this is the system that they dealt with and they won. So that's why I look to people. That's why I resonate. Diddy, Jay, a bunch of other, Kevin Hart, all these people. Those people resonate with me because they really did come from the American version of nothing.
Right.
You know, even though I know what nothing is, like I seen the villages. You know, I seen the dirt roads. I walked them myself.
It's very
different mentality. Exactly. Yeah. You know, nobody's better than anybody. It's just a different lifestyle. You know, so learning from there to survive, to maneuver, has got me to where I am now, where I've escaped a lot of situations off of intuition. Just knowing that, something's about, just being able to read an environment real quick. You know, which is what I would say when I go out. I'm not worried about everything around me. I've already seen everything already.
Right.
I already taken everything the minute I walk in. Being in Nigeria taught me that. You know, like, I'm still have a good time here, but I'm aware of my surroundings. You know, so that's what I would say being Nigerian has taught me. Is it a happy place for me to be in? Not necessarily. You know, but it was something that was needed for me to become the man that I am now. So do I hate being Nigerian? No, because I don't really know it.
Right.
You know, I only know the religious aspect that they chose a certain type of distance. Because their households were definitely Nigerian. I could tell by the way they talk, the way they move, the way they carry themselves.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way with
being Haitian.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell me on how yours was.
It wasn't really like as crazy as yours was at all. Yours was definitely.
I didn't even really dive deep.
That's I know. Like, growing up for me, I'm pretty sure, like, people have heard, like, Haitians are strict. Like, if you're a female, you got to be home by 8 o'clock. Like, you can't talk to guys, all of that stuff. I was the third of 3. And you know, by the time I came around, niggas was just like, as long as she's living and breathing, like, you know, just...
That's all that mattered.
It's all that really matters. I mean, for me, I had, like, a great childhood. Like, my dad took me bike riding. My dad was very present. Saturday mornings was dedicated to all the X-Men and cartoons and cereal. And, you know, Thanksgiving, we would watch the parade together. Like...
I'm just learning about birthdays.
Like,
I'm trash.
You know what I mean? Like, me and my dad, like, that's my nigga. Like, regardless, like, you know, like, as an adult, like, we have, like, our, like, spats and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But, like, that is my nigga through and through. You know what I mean? A lot of the stuff and how I maneuver now is, like, to make sure that in the back of my mind, it's like, I gotta make sure, like, he's taken care of. Or, like, I'm doing this to make sure that he's good. You know what I'm saying? Just like he did for me growing up.
Yeah. You guys watch each other's back.
Yeah. And I think it happened a lot more when my mother passed when I was 13. So growing up too, like she was in the household too, like loved my mom to death. Like she took Mondays off so she would be home with me and like we would cook together and like she was a cook. So that's
real
like,
mother-daughter relationship.
So
what was she teaching you to cook?
You know, like simple stuff, because they used to leave me in the house alone.
Yo, everybody's parent did that shit.
And it was like, I kind of lied, because they used to send me to like the Boys and Girls Club and stuff. And I'm like, yo, bro, like, I don't really want to be here. I'd rather be home. So I used to be like, Mom, those kids are so bad. They swear all the time. And like, you know, I just don't really like that. And she was like, yeah, just to be in the crib. So, but like, honestly, if you guys pull out of my house, when you pull up to the corner, that was my school.
So you was home.
So it was like, chilling. What the fuck do I need to go to an after school program when I could fucking walk home?
Yeah,
so
was chill.
Yeah, so you know, that's how I learned how to make pancakes, learned how to make mac and cheese, spaghetti, like just random like quick stuff that like when she like to kind of so I'm not starving by the time she gets home at 5. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was for me. And then when she passed, it was like
how did that hit you?
A piece of me was like gone. And I think that's where my detachment issues are, because like mental health is such a like big thing now, like not in a bad way, but it's just like a big thing now, right? Like mental health, like self-care, all of that stuff. Like my mom died in 2001. Like that was not a thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's only the conversation we even had.
Yeah. So, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Sure. I remember I was in 7th grade. I was doing my hair, 13, so, you know, trying to be cute for the boys and stuff, whatever. And I go downstairs, and as she's leaving, I'm like, oh my God, Mom, I was going to tell you something. I can't remember what it is. And she was like, oh, that's fine. Well, tell me later on. I was like, yeah, okay. And she was like, you know what? I made you cookies. They're cooling on the stove.
Oh, shit.
So by the time you get ready to leave for work, for school, you should be off. Like, you could take them with you. So it's like, all right. Watch both of my parents from the window get in the car, and that was it.
That was the last time you saw her?
That was the last time I saw her. And she was fine. And it was one of those things, like I said, growing up, like, I was very in tune with my parents. Yeah. So I knew when something was off. Yeah. And she wasn't off that morning at all.
She wasn't expecting anything?
Yeah, like nothing at all. Like I know when something's like up.
Yeah.
And that morning was like any other morning. Monday morning, getting ready for school, getting ready for work, and that was it. And around lunchtime, my dad comes to my school, and like I get called over the intercom to go downstairs to the principal's office. So now everybody, you know, like back in the day, everyone's like, oh,
you in mad trouble, fam.
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, y'all know I ain't do no shit. Like, I don't be getting into trouble like that, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, like just, you know, kicking with the class. And then I left. But the second I seen him turn around, and then he came in with this white guy, and the white guy turns around, he has a sweatshirt with my mom's job on it. So I instantly knew something was wrong, and instantly the floodgates opened, and I couldn't hear anything. Like after that, I just knew something was up.
You just zoned out.
Yeah, and I never really kind of dealt with it. I kind of just, you know, flowed through those motions. And then about 1.5 years later, I was coming home from school, and there was an ambulance outside my house. So now I'm like, holy fucking shit. what's going on? Like, and now I'm in panic mode again, right?
Yeah.
So as I'm walking up the steps, they're wheeling my dad out. And so now I'm like, what is going on? Da, da, da. Now I'm feeling guilty because, like, I've been in a Catholic school all my life. Even in college, I was in a private school. So we used to have half days in high school. So that's on Mondays. I don't know if your kids might have that now. Like you go into school for like half the day, and then the rest of the day the teachers have meeting. They gather, whatever.
We had a couple of those, yeah.
And so me and my friends, we went out to eat. Like, we went downtown and just, like, hung out and stuff. So by the time I came home, I saw that. So now I'm beating myself up like, shit, I should have just came straight home, like, blah, blah, whatever. And he goes to the hospital. They do an MRI and find out that he has a brain aneurysm that's popped. And they have to split his head open and clean it up.
How old were you when this happened?
I was 14.
Jesus.
So now I'm like, okay.
Wow.
Sure. Right.
How are we gonna deal with this?
And so my older sister was here at the time. So she was 29 or 30 maybe at the time. So she kind of was the one like handling like the family affairs and stuff. So, my dad went to Mass General. They split his head open, cleaned up the blood, removed the aneurysm, and then he was in rehab for about 3.5 months.
So they caught it early?
And I mean...
Oh, at the stage where...
Yeah, at a stage where it was like they could figure it out.
Yeah.
But we still didn't know how he was going to come out. He could have been vegetable state, and that would have been it.
Oh yeah, it's the brain,
yeah,
too.
It's the brain.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
He had to go to rehab and relearn how to write, read, talk.
All
walk,
over again.
Everything. And he came home Christmas Day that year. And... I don't know. So
you think like you just stayed strong because you knew you had to be, and just kept your strength together. Like you kept yourself together, calm, cool, not always calm, cool, but together, so that you wouldn't mess up anything.
Yeah.
Add to the pressure with what was going on, or how did you deal with the situation? Emotionally?
I wasn't having like mental breakdowns. I might have possibly like had. Excuse me. 2 or 3 times when I like probably bawled in the shower, but like
you had to hold it together.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't even think it was holding it together. I kind of was just like numb and walking and just like how you said existing. I was just like, yo, I just lost my mom 1.5 years ago, and I might lose my dad too. And like, what am I supposed to do? Like, where am I gonna live? Like.
Yeah.
Who am I going to stay with? Like, where am I going to go to school? Who's going to pay for my shit? Like,
all at 14.
Yeah. So, like...
You could have been in the system.
Right. You know which is why now, for me, like, I like those types of questions, which is why, like, when you guys, like, want to plan shit, I'm like, okay, let's get it together. So, what are we... I'm always, like, the mom of the group, like, trying to figure things out. And then, I mean, by that point... After he gets out of that, my dad is like great. He fully functions, went back to work, drives, everything. He's cool. And then, he has to start picking up overtime because he's now the only one paying a mortgage. I went to a Catholic school. He has to pay for school and car note, all that stuff.
All of that.
So my dad spent a lot of nights out at work, like working overtime, picking up shifts. So, I was home a lot alone, and a lot of family members was like, yo, she ain't even gonna make it to 16. She gonna have like 2-3 kids. She gonna be pregnant as fuck. Like, her dad's never home. She ain't got no mama. Like, what's gonna happen to her?
Isn't that crazy that they can just like give up on you like that? Like, not support you, not try to help you stay on the right path so nothing happens to you. Instead, they're just gonna look down at you and be like, well, it's a wrap for her. And
it's like, it wasn't even like uncles, it was like aunts.
Yeah.
Like, the ones that should have been like taking me in, right?
Crazy. They should have stepped in and helped out.
Right, exactly.
That'll make you feel away.
So now, like, when I hear people say shit about me that I know that's like doesn't even make sense, or people automatically assume stuff and they didn't even like hear my side of the story, I'm just like, I bet.
Exactly.
Like, there's nothing else to fucking say at that point. You know what I'm saying?
You jumped the gun.
Like,
yeah.
Yo, I've already experienced way too much at a young age that whatever the fuck you do or say to me, my nigga, is motherfucking cool. If you're gonna be like that, that's cool.
That's cool.
Deuce.
That's it.
Like,
That's it.
And like people, like I had a conversation with my cousin and she was like, do you think you just like don't like you have things with confrontation, like you don't like confrontation, which is why I asked you that question. And it has nothing to do with a confrontation. It's just like, yo, I lost my mom at 13 and could have lost my dad 18 months later. Bro, if you have beef with me, I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care because I have bigger fucking fish to fry, which is why I busted my ass and I went to school and I made sure that I wasn't that bitch that had the 2-3 kids at 16, which is why I made sure that I went to college. I got my degree. I went back and got my fucking master's. And guess what? All of the aunts that were talking shit, all your daughters have the kids. All your sons are the ones that got locked up.
Speak on it.
So don't come at me or my pops or anything around here, which is why I'm very pit bull as well. Yeah. That's why, like, I can't.
You got strong.
Yeah, that's why it's like, don't come at me on some shit because I will, like, I'll ram into you, bro. Like, I'm with
it.
Like, let's go. You know what I'm saying?
I've done more than enough.
Which is why I have an issue when I do, like, to speak to people because I'm like, I don't want to be that aggressive. I don't want to have it come off as, like, they have to be defensive with me because I don't want that. But it's like,
do you think it's your age now? Do you think it's your age because you've been that way for so long that now you're like... Yeah,
that's kinda, just like...
Because I'll tell you, I wasn't always as... I'm not passive... I guess I'm passive-aggressive now for a reason because I know what that conversation as an adult now could lead to. You know what I'm saying? So when you want to do your petty shit, I'm always like, why don't you go this route instead so that it doesn't come off a certain type of way. You know what I mean? Because I know deep down you actually want to resolve this.
I do, and
but you're also mad. Like, yo, why didn't you just fucking talk to me? You know what I mean?
It's that, but you know what? I also hate too when people come back
and say shit to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's like, don't.
Now you talking to other people instead of hitting me up.
And then it's like, and some of those people already know that other folks have done that to me, or my family member have done that to me. So now you doing it to me, I gotta question your character. Like, so what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just like, I don't have time for it because I have other shit to worry about. 2 years ago, my dad was diagnosed with cancer. So now I wasn't even sure. So now it's back to being 14 again. So how am I going to make sure the mortgage get paid? What bills got to get done? Now I'm his proxy because I am old enough to be the motherfucker to manage his shit. So now I'm his sister. Now I'm my sister. You know what I'm saying? All these years later, I'm my sister now. So now I'm like, okay, well, all these bills got to get paid. I got to make sure all his short-term disability is set up so that he's still getting money while he's out. I got to make sure that, like, all of his benefit stuff is done, that he still has a job after all of this because he's out for 6 months. Jeez. And his FMLA only covers him for 12 weeks. Like, do you think I give a fuck if you talking shit about me or you got a problem or you feel some type of way?
Word.
I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, get the fuck out of my face. I have other shit to worry about, shit that I've had to deal with since way too young. Like, that's why I'm aggressive, and that's why, like, when it comes, like, for me now, I don't talk to my sisters because they did my dad dirty. You don't do my dad dirty. I don't give a fuck. Talk all the shit you want about me. Do not talk about my father. Point blank, period. I will not stand for that shit. No. At all. So that's why I'm like,
I get it. No,
I guess I got cold.
Yeah.
Like, when my mother died, I got cold.
You don't have time.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't have time no more.
Yeah, I can't, like, I had the perfect childhood. Like, both parents were involved, both in the house. There was no real issue. Family was tight, all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, middle class. We didn't have a lot of money, but, like,
you okay.
I still felt super spoiled.
Dude.
I still felt super spoiled. Like,
looking back, don't you look at things that you took for granted?
Yeah.
You know? Because Oma was like, dudes were like, I didn't have this to eat growing up. I'm like, I was always eating.
Right.
What you talking about?
I had all types of meals. I had all types of snacks, bro.
Like I was
kind of good.
Yeah, I just went. Like, I can't remember a day that I went hungry. That's why I don't, when people say like, oh, my mom couldn't feed me, I'm like, did your mom really not feed you, fam? Like, that's kind of harsh. You know, like, that makes, when you come from two family households, and you're Haitian and I'm African, our cultures are kind of similar in the sense that marriage is strong.
Right.
You know, like, they stick together through thick and thin. That's what we see. You know, so for you to have lost your mom at that young age, and then your pops is not going through what he's going through, like, what do people expect from you? I mean, they don't know your story, but they know your story now, partially.
Right,
but
right.
prior, like, yeah, like, I really don't got time for this.
I
right
don't.
now.
I don't.
Don't got
you
time
know
for
what I'm
none
saying?
of
Like,
this.
so it's just like like the petty shit. Like, okay, cool. If you feel some type of way or you thought I did something, come and talk to me, because honestly, half the time I don't even know that I might have did it. You know what I'm saying? Just because of, like, sometimes I have so
much.
We've grown close in the last couple months, so you already see how my mind works.
Yeah,
I'm always like 10 steps ahead. Like, okay, well, let's talk about this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
you're very progressive.
Yeah, so if I'm like thinking, or if I did something and didn't realize and it rubbed you the wrong way, you need to come and talk to me. I better not hear it from somebody else, because if I do hear from somebody else, you don't have the chance to talk to me.
Nah, you're done.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. You had that
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I really don't care.
That makes you question your friendship the entire time.
Like, so what was this on? So what was you rah-rahing, Instagram and Facebooking, MySpacing, all of that shit?
Yeah.
What was all of that about? That don't, like, so that's why when it comes to that point and people start to talk to other folks, and then they come to me and I find out about it, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Where's this coming from?
Oh, okay. And this has happened several times, and I get it. People also don't know how to confront me or have a conversation with me because they don't know how I'll react. But honestly, if you've known me for that long,
why did you just speak up? That makes you.
I'm not even gonna.
What did you learn from our friendship?
Like 90% of the time, I'm probably not even gonna react. I'll be like, "Bitch, I didn't even know I did that. Let's talk about it."
How close were we? How close really were we?
So this is why when people are like, "Oh, you have all these friends," I'm like, "No, I don't. I really don't."
Shit's crazy.
I don't. Like, I actually just had a conversation with somebody today. It was like, "Oh, word? Like, y'all don't speak? Like, yo, what you do?" That's always what it is too. That's always what it is too, and that shit get me fucking tight. Why is it always me?
That's crazy.
Why didn't you just hear my side? Why didn't you just like, yo, what happened?
Why?
No,
like, I never understand that. Why you picking sides automatically? Did you hear both sides?
Like, P, what'd you do?
Yeah.
What'd you do? And I was like, oh, what do you mean what I do?
So y'all think this is the way I am?
So then now for me, I'm like, I don't even really care to tell you what happened. Because now you just came at me for no motherfucking reason.
You got your story and you chose which ones to pick already.
So
you pick sides already.
So do your thing.
Is it the pick? Do you care about the picking sides, or is it that you didn't hear my story too?
You didn't hear my story.
You just automatically assumed I was wrong.
Yeah.
Because you heard it from them first.
Yeah.
First of all, that person's a snitch.
That's one.
That's you like to talk. You know, you're a loudmouth. You like to. What's the word? There's a word for that shit too.
Chatty patty.
Chatty patty. Yeah.
There's
like
a lot of them.
Mouth. Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
You know, and it's like, if I'm your friend, I would think we have grown. We have some kind of understanding. If I have an issue with you now, you've already seen me do this. The way that I come at the person that I need to speak to, where they don't feel like they need to do anything but just respond accordingly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm coming to you as a friend. I addressed you. You know what I'm saying? Because I just want to make sure we we understand each other without being disrespectful.
Well, see, that's the part that I need to learn. Yeah. Because I just automatically go, because it's like, if I have to hear it from somebody else, I'm done. Yeah. Like, all I see is fucking red.
I feel you.
So I'm a black on you, which is why then I'm like, I can't talk to you. I have to cool down first. I gotta process. I gotta get the chakras right. I gotta do all that I need to do so I don't black. Like, because I'm gonna, like, for real, right?
Stop your facing.
So that's what happens. And then once I'm cooled down to have the conversation, there goes somebody else telling me, oh, guess what? I had seen or I had heard, and I'm like, okay, so. That's now I'm seeing the red is coming back. It's a light pink.
Yeah.
We're going up the scale again. And so that's why I like, that's the part I need to learn. How to address something without feeling like I'm attacking the person, so the person has the space to respond.
Yeah.
accordingly.
That's the thing. It's a hard thing. Like, I still go through it. Like my wife would tell you, I would literally talk my anger out. Like, I would vex, I would let it all out, say what I had to say in my car, yelling myself, pissed off, banging on things, just because I know if I see this person, I might put hands on them. You know, and then I'll calm down, and then I'll be like, all right, cool. I can address this person now because I have to expense that somehow.
Right.
And I don't normally get angry. So I understand you don't normally get angry. You're normally a happy person.
I'm usually like just have a good chilling. Time. Yeah.
And, I don't feel like people understand. People like us who just like to chill and have a good time and just enjoy good vibes. When we get upset, that shit has to ride out. There's no stopping because we've already been holding in. You don't know what the fuck we're holding in.
Right.
Like, there's a lot that we're holding in. And everybody has their problems, the things they're going through, but we all deal with them differently. If you see somebody who's like us, who are just always giddy all the time, that shit is the way we fucking, like, keep our chi in line.
Right. But I've always been the strong friend.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
always, same
because
here.
I've been
he don't need nobody.
Yeah, I've been hit with a ton of bricks, so it's like, oh, she could handle that, right? And it's like, I got feelings too.
Like you can give me a hug.
Right, you give me a hug, or if you want to have a conversation with me and talk to me about something, like, you should be able to do that, especially if you're supposed to be my nigga.
Yeah. Nah, it's
supposed to be
crazy.
My sister, my left titty, is this, is that.
It's
but
crazy.
then you go 3, 4, 5 months not talk to me, but then I'm finding from everybody else, there's a reason why you're not talking to me. So you know, for me,
all the stuff you grew up with, it
like,
made you just like distant,
very distant. This is why I have, and I honestly want to say that, like, oh God, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think a lot of times this is why I have a lot of detachment issues, and I like have issues with commitment in relationships, is because like of what happened in my past, and I think I was. I don't want to say self-medicating, but I was self-medicating through sex, which is why I'm like...
Kind of the way you are.
Yeah. That's why I'm like...
Yo, that's crazy.
That's why I'm so like highly like sexual, because I just kind of, you know...
And this is why we met, because I feel like I was doing the same thing. Like, pointless fucking.
Just fucking, like, whatever. Like, I guess.
That's what we're doing. And you know what's funny? Like, I feel like for me on that, it desensitized me towards that whole feeling.
That whole
like,
feeling of what?
I'm always looking for another high. Like, I'm always pushing my boundaries to see
because you be sending me some shit. I'm like, Shola, this is insane.
Like,
what
you think I sent her?
Like,
you're like, whoa, what's this?
I'm like, yo, there was one time Shola sent me some shit. I'm like, Shola, I hope you're just like viewing this like as pleasure. This is not something you want to
that's a funny thing.
Experience.
I really don't watch porn for any like clues or anything, just to see what else is going on out here. Just exploring. You know, I'm not getting off to it. I'm not doing anything.
Our birthdays are a week apart. Is that any?
Yeah, that's any.
Our birthdays are a week apart. He's the 26th. I'm the 4th of January.
You know what I mean? December Capricorn over here.
Well, not December Capricorn, but Capricorn all together. The January ones are lit.
No,
not about y'all December niggas,
relax,
but it's all right.
Relax, you know, we out here with hard.
That's just a January.
He's a January.
Yeah, see, that's why he loves me so much. Oh my God.
You know what's funny thing is?
Oh my God.
My dad's a Capricorn too. He's a January 26.
26.
Is that Capricorn?
No, but my dad's the 29th.
What's
January?
Oh,
Aquarius.
So isn't it my dad an Aquarius?
Yeah.
No wonder that nigga's crazy. No wonder we don't get along.
And it's January too.
Oh, my bad. What? Now we both Capricorn. I'm December 26th. What are you talking about?
No, he's talking about your dad not being a Capricorn.
Oh, no, he's not. I thought he was
Aquarius.
Well, we have the same day, the 26th.
Okay, yeah.
Which is weird. Yeah, he's an Aquarius. My motherfucker crazy as hell, you know. But that's crazy, yo.
Yeah, so now that gives you an insight of like why I move the way I move, or my thought process is the way it is, and how I'm so like progressive. But I will say, growing up in a household that had like a marriage and what we see, I kind of don't. In a way, I don't really believe in marriage. So. I don't really know where that came from, but that's probably a whole nother deep dive and discussion for another time.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. Definitely.
And I think like in the last like year and a half 2 years of like really like understanding my sexuality and stuff, I'm kind of like, man, fuck that marriage shit. Unless we doing it so niggas could get on that health plan or something like that, bro. I don't give a fuck about that shit.
I need those bennies, baby.
And I need you to know too, like if we together, we fucking bitches together too. So like, we got to be on the same wavelength. There's like a lot that comes with dealing with me.
Yeah,
but it'll be a good time.
Good luck, fellas.
It'll be a good fun time.
I hope you guys are strong enough.
So my DMs are open.
I hope you guys are strong enough. Oh man, that's crazy. But what would you say is the pros and cons for the way you grew up? And I say mine after. It's whatever.
The pros is I'm just happy that I don't have time for the bullshit, and that like it just helped me be able to get through. Be able to be that strong friend. I think I like take that very seriously. And that's like an important role to me in like the group of friends that like I had. Shady. But yeah, I think that was like one of the pros, I guess, of having that, but and just being able to like grow up in a household that was loving and caring, so I know that side. So it's not like I can't ever express it or have it, but it definitely has to be with the right person.
Yeah, you're picky.
Yeah, and then
you gotta earn it.
You gotta earn it, bro.
Yeah,
but then when you earn it, bro, I'm a whole. Listen, if you ever see me with somebody and you like, oh, Trisha love. Listen, I am like LOVE. Love, okay? Like, I am on cloud 99, okay? Bending over backwards for whoever this king gonna be. So, I'm just letting you know. Right now, like, that shit is real fucking life.
Like, you better be about it, boy, because I would kill you if you ruin my life.
Don't even do me. Don't even do me like that.
I'm not 20 no more. Okay. I'm not 20 no more.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that's definitely a boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, the con, I feel like, for me, is just not being able to have my mom around. And more so, it's just like, although I don't believe in marriage and stuff, but like I do think about like, yo, if I was to have kids, who's watching my kids? You know, who like that mother. That's very important. That like that whole mother bond when you then like when your daughter like the bond that I would have had with my mother had I had my first kid would have been like crazy.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that would have been like, oh wow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna get to experience that. Like I'm not gonna have that. I'm not gonna have that. Like, Mom, I'm so tired. Can you watch the baby while I get some sleep? Like, I'm not going to have those experiences. Like,
it's going to be different for you.
It's going to be different. I mean,
Hopefully the man has a grandmother.
Right. My mom never even watched me cross any stages to receive any sort of diploma. She died when I was in 7th grade, so I didn't even get her to see, like, so when my 8th grade graduation came around, I didn't even want to show up. Like, I was devastated. Like, I was fucked. So any big highlights like that for me is probably like the only con, because like I didn't have that.
You get to see that, yeah. For me, like I said prior, the pros for me is just it made me a strong person. You know, all the trials and tribulations of just maneuvering and just let you understand that love doesn't need to come from just immediate blood.
Right.
You know, that blood is thicker than water doesn't apply to my lifestyle. You know, it doesn't apply to how I grew up. But it made me a strong person in the sense of I can take anything thrown at me. You know, I'm not worried about you at all. I feel like that's why I'm not with no drama. Like if somebody says they have an issue with me, I'm kind of roll it off my shoulders. Unless if they lie on me, that's when I'll get heated. But you can have a problem with me and not talk to me. I'm not even thinking about you, bro. You're not on my radar at all. You know what I mean? I got things to do. Like you said, we got things to do. You know, I'm not worried about it. If you're not going to speak up on it, I'm not speaking up on it. Because you're the one that has an issue with me. I didn't say.
But be aware that I am aware.
Oh, I'm aware.
Of what's going on. And I make sure you know that I'm aware of what's going on.
And I live by this. You got to keep the same energy, my guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to keep the same energy. Because if you don't, now I feel like you might stab me in my sleep. And that's happened to me before. You know what I'm saying? Physically and just like figuratively speaking, where niggas almost try to kill me off some shit off a shorty. And that's why my mentality to how to deal with niggas when it comes to shorties is the way it is. Because when you have your close friends plotting on you over a shorty that ain't even claiming them, that's wild crazy to me, fam.
Yeah.
And this is all before the ages of 16 that all this shit happened. You know what I mean? So when you guys see, that I'm a savage and all that other stuff, no.
It's I know what you were brought up around, yeah.
I'm cautionary. I'm very aware of what dealing with the opposite sex and how dudes' mentalities are when it comes to this. They don't know how to deal with it. You know, it's an ego trip. Oh, I lost. He took. First of all, that shorty ain't never yours. She's not your property. You know what I'm saying? That's my mentality. That's why you always see me so free with everything. So I'm just like, I don't own anything or anybody. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that mentality because I was so closed in.
Come on, free love.
You know what I mean? Like, I grew up such in a rigid household. You know, it was my way or the highway. That made me just rebel in a sense of, I'm not property, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things out here that I could have done. What we're doing now, I wish was around us when we were younger. I wish I knew how to, like, I know how to do computers and all that, but it was like to learn to just get a regular 9-to-5 job. You know, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. It wasn't, you could be this. You could do this. You know, but I also understand as immigrants coming from another country, that's what they are taught, to be lawyers, doctors, because these people make a lot of money.
Right.
But what if I'm not meant to be that?
That person, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My dad wanted me to be an architecture.
Well, architecture is cool as shit, yo. That drawing shit.
I can barely draw stick figures.
Exactly.
It's like, the fuck you think I'm going to do that?
And that's this thing that never made no sense. Why didn't you, instead of talking shit to me, talking shit to us about, you can't do this, why can't you like this person? And that's one of the things I fucking hated the worst. Hated the most. Comparing me to another person's child. I am your child.
Yeah.
Do not compare me to that motherfucker. Matter of fact, fuck him and fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, why in the world are you comparing me to this dude? We have nothing alike.
Parents,
do you want to go
need to not
adopt him? Yeah. If you want to go adopt him, I'll go over there. He can come over here. He can live my life.
Yeah, they don't realize the impact they do when they do the comparing shit.
You know what I mean? Like, that's facts. See? That's facts. You know, and like, it just made, and that's the thing. He would literally go to my friends and they would go to my friends and try to tell them to talk to me. Like, yo, tell Shola to get his mind right. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, my nigga? Do you know me? Have you ever spoken to me? Do you know what my strengths are? You know what I mean?
How do you figure my mind's not right?
Like, exactly.
Right. No, I get it.
Like, that shit, that was the only thing that pisses me off. That pisses me off completely. It's like, you never even took the opportunity to get to know your son. The somebody you born, somebody you gave your fucking name. Which is why I changed my son's name. Completely different from everything else. Because I just couldn't pass that along because of the disdain that I have inside. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm embarrassed now that I have my son. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I wanted with him and needed too. Because
sometimes you need it and you don't know how to express it. Yeah,
I needed to know how to love. I'm learning now at the age of fucking 30. I can't even say I truly ever loved any other females that I was dealing with. Because I never begged them to stay. When dudes were like, yo, I had to beg her to stay. I'm like, this nigga wild. Like, why would you beg her to stay? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get another one. You be alright. There's more in the sea. That was my mentality. Because I never understood what it was to give that much of myself to somebody. Right. I was always looking for an out. And that's been my entire life. Always looking for a way to back out the corner. You gotta maneuver. You know what I mean? You gotta be behind. You're not trying to... I
totally get it.
You're not trying to be loud. You know what I'm saying? You don't want niggas to know exactly how you're doing because you see what might happen, so you're preparing. You always prepared. Always. Just in case. Like, we talk about my bullshit all the time. Like, if this happened, she think I'm just talking. I'm legit plotting and scheming. You know, like, I'm trying to figure things out.
You gotta stay ready.
You gotta stay ready, just in case.
Stay ready, yeah.
And like, I always tell people, like, when you do something, you gotta think about if you can deal with the consequences. Because that whatever it is, it doesn't have to be sexual either, but every action has a reaction. Yeah. So you gotta be prepared for that. And that reaction, you might not even be prepared for. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think 5 now. Just be like, Joe, just in case this scenario goes down.
Yo, do you see that's the part that stresses me out. Like sometimes you're like, hey, just do it. And I'm like, wait, hold on a second. We need an emergency A, B, and C.
See, how you need a timeout? I lived for that. Like I thrived in that scene. Like it made me crazy. Like I was going through mad shit, but because I was maneuvering so much, I didn't have to deal with my emotions. I could be doing a whole bunch of shit all at once, and nothing is bothering me at all. I could legit be falling flat on my face, and I'd just be like, I'm still cooling out here, living, boom, boom, boom. That's how it was. And I just wished I learned. Not now. I learned how to be in tune with myself, because I'm learning every day. Like, Crystal has to remind me to play with the kids, because my parents never really played with me.
Right.
That was not a conversation you had. You know what I'm saying? They didn't play with us. They didn't really get to know us. And now I feel like those traits are falling onto me. You know, and because of her, I'm learning to pay attention to things that I would definitely be aloof of. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just think it's just a kid being a kid, not realizing he's showing me his they're showing me their personalities. That's not how we grew up. You know, they never showed us anything about ourselves.
I think that keeps us from exploring, like, who we are as well. Yeah. Or it takes us a longer time to explore who we are.
Look who we are now.
Like,
look who we are now.
Let me tell you something. When I look at Will and Jada's parenting with their kids, and just like, yo, she wants to wear this fucking costume to school today, then that's what we're doing. Like, just to like have that early
expression
on,
yeah.
So they can really find themselves and really know who they
Fine tune who they are. Really,
yeah.
I feel like that's why I'm still rough around the edges. Like who you guys are seeing in front of you. This is not the person I was 10 years ago. Completely different person.
Me, completely different person.
You know, it's a 180. It's like we was like, you guys are looking and wonder. I am too. You know what I'm saying? We are too. Like we discuss it all the time, where we're astonished and shocked at where we are right now, doing what we're doing, because never once did we think this is what we would be doing or fall in love with, you know. And that's the only thing that I can say has given us the strength, because all that bullshit that we went through growing up has not given us the strength to deal with the bullshit of doing this, right? Because this shit takes backbone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
backbone and motherfucking work.
Word. It's
if you ain't willing to put in the fucking work, don't talk to me.
It's a lot. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, she gets more freedom than I do and everything, but you guys gotta understand that everybody has their own pressures. Everybody's going through something, so you shouldn't just close people out. You know, just judge them automatically. Reach out. Which is why she's learning how to deal with people doing how they move. How to present herself in a way where they can still talk to her and they can figure out if they can mend the relationship without just saying fuck you. Because it's not healthy. You know it's not healthy.
I know it's not healthy, but it's
you know it's not healthy. You know it's not healthy. And the fact that we have to talk about healthy relationships in this day and age.
Yeah, but we didn't really learn that.
No, we didn't learn that at all.
We didn't learn that.
You know, it's crazy because now we all talk about...
Because it's like when you saw confrontation, it's like, oh, go to your room.
That's it.
Or if like your parents and I think like people need to realize too, like in just in our culture, period, that sometimes like parents would fault their kids, and they know they would fault their kids, and the kids know that shit and wouldn't apologize. Or be like, oh, you want to go grab dinner or something. Like that's how they would apologize. Like, it's never like, I'm sorry.
I ain't gonna front. Crystal has to tell me from time to time, you need to go apologize. I ain't gonna front.
But it's like we didn't grow up like that. We didn't get our parents telling us our sorry when they should have said they were sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
you're not God.
They're not.
You're imperfect. It's okay.
Even at 30, I had a situation that happened with my father last year, and I'm like, bro, like, he's not gonna apologize. I'm not gonna talk to him until he apologizes. and you know what? He never, ever, ever, ever said I'm sorry. But then all of a sudden he's calling me, hey, you downstairs, you hungry?
That's exactly how they apologize. That's it.
I cooked some rice and some grill. You want me to come bring you some? I'm like, no, nigga, it's cold.
I need that.
It's cold. I'm going to McDonald's. It's cold. Like, I'm good.
I need that.
But you know, I think that's important.
It's very important.
Like adults to be able to know when to say I'm sorry, when to be able to confront people in an appropriate and healthy manner, and you know, just Send that to the next generation.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're doing now. And from the lessons that we've learned from our experiences, like we've said, it's just made us now realize what we were missing.
Right.
And the people that we're not getting in contact with, we want to put the right things forward. It's not a mirage, it's not a facade, it's who you are as a human being. And like now, like for me, having my kids and all that, it's changed. It's helped molded me the right way. Like I was rough around the edges prior. I still am. I still have my edge and all that, but it's more refined now.
Softened you out.
Yeah.
It still softened you out.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down with all of that. They did a good job. On
that note, like we're gonna wrap this up.
A good job. Now, because you said the baby soft and all of that, that really grinds my gears. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. Just like
they put a little droplet of softness there.
They put some bounce. They put some
bounce.
A little bounce. I think a little bounce, but I needed it. I needed it. I needed to see things in a different light. I needed to care. You know what I'm saying? Before anything else happened, because I don't know where I would be right now if all those things had not happened.
Right.
So I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know who the type of person I would be. I don't know where I would. Have done. I don't even know if I would have been here. Now, I'm not saying I was suicidal. I'm just saying when you're walking around with that kind of blankness, anything kind of goes.
Yeah.
It's a free-for-all. And that's where I was in, a free-for-all. That's why everybody would tell you when it comes to me, I don't care. Like, I didn't care.
Yeah, I get that.
So it was all this now, we're expressing this to let you guys know, like, it's okay. Pretty much like your experiences.
You're still figuring it out.
Yeah, your experiences. You should use your experiences to, I had to be the backbone to whatever BS is going on in your life. Like if you survive that, you can survive this too. Like they used to say to me growing up in the Bible, whatever it is, like God's not going to give you something you cannot get over or some shit like that.
Amen.
Like
God gives it's like something battles to the
like there's no battle you can't conquer that God's gonna give you. Like he's not gonna give you more than you can handle, pretty much. So if you keep that in mind, that you can handle anything that comes at you, they're not telling you. We're not saying to not express emotions and not express frustration about it, but be finding a solution. Be moving forward. Don't sit there and wallow in your pain and sorrow, because that at this age we don't got time for none of that shit. You need to figure it out. Now everybody has their time. I understand that you can go through depression, you can go through your stages and all that, but be progressive. Be working towards bettering yourself, because when you hold on to that kind of pain, it's gonna destroy you in the way it could have destroyed me and Trish over here. And that's where we at. I don't know what you got left.
That's where we're at.
And
I love.
That's it. So thank you guys for joining us today. This was awesome.
I say ground my gears too sometimes.
Yo, ever since we heard that on Family Guy, ever since I heard that.
Don't shit on that term. Or that
ground my gears is a way better term than what I wanted to use prior. It sounds like it has that kick to it, man. But yeah, man, thank you to everybody that showed up. That's going to listen.
Know.
This.
I had people show up and had comments.
Yeah, well, we got it.
Anything?
If anybody has any questions, you have like 5-10 minutes if you want to ask anything.
I don't know why you be giving them all this goddamn time.
I'm trying to be nice, man. That's my problem. We trying to be nice nowadays and shit.
They have